Hear me out again? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Thank you. What an honor to be here. Thank you, WD, and thank you to all the other authors who are here. We, as WD said, cannot have our stories told unless we tell them. And so my story, Hockey is for Everybody, is a semi-autobiographical book, and I wrote it in 2022 because I really believed that we needed to build strong cross-cultural relationships, and that youth sports really help do that. It really, when you're forced to come together and have common goal, you're struggling, going through things, those kind of things like what you look like and all those kind of things start to fall to the wayside. And especially again, when you can teach kids how to hate, you can teach them how to love. And so I think that you have to be taught, and that we can teach kids the right kind of lessons through storytelling. This book, like I said, it's a culmination of a lot of different things. I really wanted to be the change that I want to see in the community, and felt that we need to have heroes, we need to see ourselves in these stories, and that too often, especially as young black men, we don't see ourselves in children's books. And so I went ahead and did that, and we're gonna kind of read a little bit here. So it says, all season long, 12-year-old Anthony and his hockey teammates had worked hard into the championship game. But Anthony had been battling more than just tough opponents. He'd been battling the mean things people had said to him because he was black. He'd been battling racism. So you'll see on the wall here, it says 42, and so that's intentional. That's for Jackie Robinson. He is somebody that we, as athletes, as black athletes, wouldn't be anywhere, especially professional sports, without him. We had the major leagues at the time, which was black professional sports, but breaking into the major leagues wasn't something that we had at that time. So when Jackie Robinson broke in and then was able to break that color barrier, we had many other black players able to make the major leagues. And so Satchel Paige before, Buck O'Neill, players didn't get a chance to make it, but Jackie did, and we all lived through that as well. Something that's also very interesting is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is a movie. And it's this is all non-intentional, right? I figured out that after, right, the meaning of life is 42. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's happened since, but think about that. It's, what that number can represent to the greater good for the world, and then looking at it as it meaning the answer to life is very interesting. So Anthony and his teammates, the Monarchs, were playing their rivals, the Cardinals. The last time they met on the rink, the Monarchs had lost by a point, just one goal. Anthony hoped this time would be different on the rink with how the Cardinals treated him. So the Monarchs is an ode to the Kansas City Monarchs, and you had, they were in Kansas City, they were a team that was essentially the New York Yankees of Major League Baseball, and Buck O'Neill kind of led them, as I mentioned earlier, and kind of, again, just very strong leaders and people to look up to and inspire for young generations. Matt, his teammate and best friend, said, "We're winning this one today." Anthony replied, "I just hope no one said anything mean to me this time. How can I help if Jason does it again?" Matt looked worried. "Stand up for me," said Anthony. "I will," Matt promised. Jason played for the Cardinals and always teased Anthony and called him names. After last home game, he said to Anthony, "Why don't you go back to the basketball court?" Jason believed Anthony was playing the wrong sport because he was black, but that wasn't true. Black people can play and do whatever sport they want. Another Cardinals player told him to go eat a banana. It made him feel like he was an animal or less than a person, but he wasn't less than anyone. Some of the words people used were worse than basketball and bananas. That made Anthony sad and even mad. He tried to stay calm and never got back at anyone during the game. Doing that might get him a penalty and hurt his team's chances. The Monarchs couldn't afford to lose, and Anthony couldn't either. He had to shake off those bad memories and get his head into today's game. But there Jason was again, glaring at him from across the rink. "I can't get a penalty no matter what," Anthony thought. The game was fast-paced. Anthony passed the puck to Matt, who shot over the Cardinals goalie's shoulder. Yes! The Monarchs erupted. They were leading 1-0. As the teams faced off, Jason said to Anthony, "The basketball court's over there." His words felt like a gut punch. The next shift, Anthony missed a pass from Matt. Jason got the puck and headed towards the Monarchs net. He took the shot, but the goalie made a great save. Close call. Later, while the puck was on the bench, Jason yelled, "Go back to the basketball court." Now, again, it's funny, you're wondering, does this person have any new material? And this is autobiographical, and I'm telling you they did not. And so, this is intentional. You would think there would be something else to come up with at that point, but no. So, startled, Anthony shot the puck into the Cardinals goalie's chest. He hated missing a chance to score, but Jason was getting to him. He tried to ignore Jason to play better, but it was really hard. Matt made a pass to Anthony, but again, he missed it. This time, Jason recovered the puck and shot it into the Monarchs' net. It was tied 1-1. The game was almost over, and Anthony took the ice next to Jason. Shouldn't you be shooting hoops? Jason snared. Cut it out, Jason! Anger raced through Anthony. Why don't you make me? Jason dared, shoving Anthony to the ice. Anthony had finally had enough. He got up, but Matt, his teammate and best friend, stepped in and pushed Jason back. Lay off, yelled Matt. The referee blew his whistle, giving Matt and Jason penalties. The game was going into overtime. Whoever scored next would win. Before the face-off, Anthony skated over to Matt to thank him. I wasn't going to let you fight this alone, Matt answered. It felt good to have Matt stand up for him. Now, let's win this thing, Anthony said. Knowing his teammate had his back gave Anthony new confidence. When play resumed, Matt passed the puck to Anthony, who had no trouble catching it this time. He raced towards the Cardinals goalie, but as he soared down the ice, he was tripped. Behind him, Jason said, "You don't belong here." "Yes, I do," said Anthony, determined. The referee's whistle blew as he threw his arms in an X above his head. The game stopped for Anthony to take a penalty shot, while Jason was sent to the penalty box. Everyone's seat in the packed arena was empty as the crowd stood to cheer. At the sound of the whistle, Anthony took off like a rocket. He closed in on the Cardinals' net, moving his stick goodbye to the right. He took the shot. The puck slipped between the goalie's legs in the net. Score! The Cardinals were the champions. Anthony glanced at the box and caught Jason looking at him differently. After the Monarchs received their first place medals, the two teams lined up to say, "Good game," and shake hands. Then Jason skated to Anthony. "Hey man, I'm really sorry for what I said. You played great." Jason held out his hand. Anthony studied him. "Thanks," he said, "but you know I belong here. Hockey is for everybody." Jason nodded and finally Anthony took Jason's hand. They shook hands longer than anyone else. "I'll see you this summer?" Anthony nodded. Their long handshake ended and the two players skated back to their teammates. So that is Hockey is for Everybody. It's autobiographical. The real Matt and Anthony are there, and Jason is an amalgamation of people that I had to deal with when I was growing up for the 19 or so years that I played professional or youth hockey. So thank you.